Hello book friends, I'm Jen and welcome to my reading life. Today I am here with a book haul. This is my February book haul, and yeah, I think we've just given up on the book buying ban because I clearly cannot help myself. So I don't have a ton of books, but a pretty good stack. The books I'm going to share today, I ordered one online, one came from Half Price Books, and the rest came from a book outlet order. And I can't remember where I ordered this first one from, but somewhere online. The first book I ordered was Larrise to Candleford by Flora Thompson. I am going to read this with a group on Bookstagram. It is called the Quiet Classics group, and it is run by Vicky at Antipodean Reader, and she has been hosting this for a few years now. I joined last year and read quite a few books with the group, and I'm going to read a number of the books this year. I started watching the Larrise to Candleford TV series, which I am thoroughly enjoying and need to get back to. I think I got distracted by watching other things. And I've been enjoying it, but I didn't realize there was a book about it. So I'm excited to get to this. This is the trilogy of Larrise, Over to Candleford, and Candleford Green. And it tells the story of Flora's childhood and youth during the 1880s in Larrise. In reality, Juniper Hill, the hamlet in Oxfordshire where she was born. Through the years of Laura, the author's fictional counterpart, Flora describes the cottages, characters, and way of life of the agricultural laborers and their families with whom she grew up. Seasonal celebrations, schooling, church-going, entertainment, and storytelling are described in fond and documentary detail. I'm in. I love the series and I can't wait to read this one. And I believe this might be the April pick for the Quiet Classics group. I will link them down below if you're interested in checking that out. Next up is a book I found at Half Price Books when I was out shopping and I was near Half Price, and the call of the bookstore made me go inside. Made me. And I was just sort of browsing around. At the time I was reading Frances and Bernard by Carleen Bauer, which is a novel that is based on the letters between Flannery O'Connor and Robert Lowell. I believe that's who it was. I'll put that on the screen if I'm wrong. And so it got me really interested because I've read A Good Man is Hard to Find by Flannery O'Connor, but I read it back in, I can't remember if it was high school or college. So it's been a very long time. I don't remember it that well. And the book got me interested in trying more Flannery O'Connor. And so I found this, The Complete Stories, and I really like this edition. I thought it was so pretty. It was in excellent condition. And yeah, this has got all her stories, I guess, or quite a few of them anyway. So I'm looking forward to diving into this. This will probably be a collection that I just dip in and out of. I don't know that I'm going to read through the whole thing start to finish, but I'm definitely going to reread A Good Man is Hard to Find and then make my way through some of the other stories in this book. The rest of the books I had to share were all from a book outlet order that I placed. I actually think I placed it at the end of January, but they all arrived in February, so they did not make the cut for my January book haul. I'm going to share them all with you now. First up is Emma Carroll, When We Were Warriors. I have In a Darkling Wood by Emma Carroll on my shelf, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. So this says, summer of 1942, air raids, rationing, the threat of invasion. It's the same thing every day in wartime Britain. That's what Stanley thinks anyway, until his home is bombed and he's evacuated to a remote old house with the mysterious name Frost Hollow Hall. It's what Olive thinks too, until she finds a body washed up on the beach at Budmouth Point. Velvet just wishes she could be useful, and when the air raid warden brings in a band that puts all the pets in peril, she grabs her chance. 3 thrilling stories about 3 different children who find adventure, courage, untrainable dogs, and an impossibly tall American GI where they least expect it. Sounds excellent. I can't wait to get to this one. Maybe I'll put this on my middle grade March TBR. We'll see. Next up, I have been wanting to read Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton because I am going through a love affair of Edith Wharton. And I actually have another copy of Summer, but it's really hard to find Ethan Frome just on its own. Ethan Frome, I believe, is a good story to read in the winter time, which it's not very wintry in California today. I may save this for this coming winter, but I'm very much looking forward to reading this. I think this is one of her darker stories, but I'm up for anything Edith Wharton because I adore her so far. Next up, and I keep buying books by this author, and I have only read one thing by her because I'm so intimidated. And that is Virginia Woolf. This is Between the Acts. I really, really want to read more Virginia Woolf. I have read Orlando, and I had started out reading the physical copy, and then I switched to the audiobook, which worked so well for me. I really got into the rhythm of the story that way. I was really struggling with it at first, and you know, her writing style is very unique. And I've heard good things about Between the Acts. I want to say this is one of her earlier books, but I just keep collecting her. If you have a recommendation for Between Mrs. Dalloway to the Lighthouse and Between the Acts, which one should I read first? Please let me know in the comments because I want to read her and I want to get over my intimidation. Next up, we are going to move away from classics and into one of my very favorite mystery authors, and that is Ellie Griffiths. I have both The Ghost Fields and The Outcast Dead, which are the next two I need to read in the Ruth Galloway series by Ellie Griffiths. And I think they're like books 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, I think. And I love Ruth Galloway. She is one of my favorite fictional characters, and she's just fantastic. She's a little bit acerbic. She's very smart. She's an archaeologist, and I love archaeology. I just have a fascination with it. So I have been enjoying this series, and I've been sort of slowly reading it because I don't want it to be over. Do you ever do that with series where like you put a lot of space between the books because you're like, oh, if I read them super fast, then I'm going to be all done and then it's going to be over. And yeah, that's going to make me very sad. I guess I'll just have to reread them all from the beginning. But anytime I see them on Book Outlet and I can find ones that are next up or close to next up in the series for me, I think they have a couple of others after these two that are available right now, so I might have to snatch those up because sometimes I just get in the mood for a mystery and Ruth always suits the bill. And then my next two books are an author that I have recently discovered and adored, and that is Marilyn Robinson, and this is Jack and Home. I read Gilead in January, and I am really looking forward to continuing on with the Gilead series. The books are all connected to one another. They don't necessarily go in chronological order. Some of them tell the same stories from a different perspective. So I am really excited about these two. I'm not sure, like I forget what order they all go in. I feel like maybe it's Gilead, Home, Lila, and then Jack is last. I think that might be the order. I don't think you have to read them in order necessarily, but I think I might read them in publication order since now I have all of them because I have Lila sitting on my shelf already, which I found somewhere a while back. Anyway, so I'm very much looking forward to, and I would love to read all of these books this year. Maybe I will put Home on my upcoming TBR for April. Okay. That is it. That is my entire book haul. So not too many things, but still a good stack. Please let me know, have you read any of these books? Is there anything here I should prioritize? And please do let me know about the Virginia Woolf book because I am just not sure where to go next. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And as always, I will see you again in another video very soon. Bye.